almost done, and now we did it!
What's up, dude?
Sean? When did you get here?
Like 5 minutes ago. You didn't notice?
Man, I guess I was too busy. That makes sense. Anyway, what do you want to do today?
Hey, is there, a fucking dare that I have for you that I want you to do?
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, no.
Oh, God, yes. Alright, now take a piece or 2 of these each, like 1 and 1, with a bit of this, a bit of this, and the Warhead soda with some lemon juice in it. The shit we do for this project.
This Warhead soda is expired. Sean, are you crazy?
You say you're here, you say you're there, we're just getting nowhere. I've tried so hard to make it work, but then what's it you care? Either way that you look at,
Alright, film right now.
Wait, I gotta get this on video.
You sick, twisted fuck.
Oh, I know.
Anyway, I'm Thomas Hathaway, and this is the Toxic Waste Drink. Ready to go for boy. Yo, that is sour! That is sour, man! Oh,
Oh, man. How was it, dude?
you know what? Fuck you. It's sour as fuck. You know what, Sean? I think that little episode gave me some inspiration for the next review.
Oh, yeah, what?
Well, I'm wearing it right now, so why don't we just go grab my mop and we'll get started.
Alrighty.
Greetings everyone, I am Thomas the Retro Nerd, reviewing the games good or bad. I did say I was getting some work started on the Mario Galaxy games, but let's just say that playing these games is going to take longer than expected, so as soon as I get that video done, I do have other agendas I want to take care of for the rest of the year. You might be questioning the mop right now. Well, simplest question gives you the simplest answer. Troma Entertainment is a production company notorious for producing horrible, disgusting films with no shame. Whenever I think of Troma, I think of one of the brains of the operation, Lloyd Kaufman. He and co-founder Michael Hurd started off with weird graphic films until they branched out to horror movies after hearing the decline in the news. They made some classics I enjoy like Class of Nukem High, Terra Firma, and even Poultrygeist. I had no shame in sharing these movies with my friends. Oh no. No!
No!
Bro, whoa. However, the biggest film that catapulted the company was The Toxic Avenger, released in 1984. The plot is about a boy named Melvin Ferd, played by Mark Torgel, who is a janitor at a health club where he works at. All the bullies and popular girls pick on him for no reason in the slightest. God, I feel bad for him. Melvin is so innocent, it's like you combine all the 80s nerds into one person.
Great, let's say 7 o'clock.
Okay, that'll be good for me too, because I gotta clean the toilets in there anyway around that time.
When a prank goes too far, Melvin gets chased out where he crashes through a window, lands into a vat of toxic waste, and mutates into a superhero! In the movie, he doesn't have a name. When the movie was pre-titled Health Club Horror, he was called the Monster Hero during filming. It wasn't until post-production when they came up with the Toxic Avenger, and I'm glad they did. You know, there is actually a personal fun fact that Sean here would like to share with you.
Oh yeah. So my mom was actually just telling me this, that when my uncle was around back in the 80s, they were filming the original right by his old job in Jersey City, and I was like, what? No way. So when she pointed out that scene to me, I was like, oh wow. Plus my uncle had no idea what the hell they were filming until my mom showed him on VHS. It was just a really cool, fun trivia fact.
Throughout the movie, the Toxic Avenger, or Toxie for short, has been going around cleaning up the crime around Tromaville by literally mashing them to death. He goes after the drug lords, pimps, gangsters, and scumbag criminals. On the flip side, he also gets revenge on the bullies for humiliating him. I love how, after the transformation, Melvin sounded completely different.
I just couldn't control myself. I've never done anything like this before.
If you have a penchant for splatter flicks like this, I recommend giving this movie a watch. But I have to warn you, hurl bags on standby. I should warn you though that most Troma movies, including this one, is not for the faint of heart. I mean, for fuck's sake, the kid's head gets squashed by a car! Balls the size of grapefruits for this movie. While the movie wasn't successful in the box office, it did become a cult classic, and it made Toxie a household name and the mascot for Troma, kind of like Mario is to Nintendo. It quickly became a franchise with a few sequels, as well as a new movie that came out last month, which, by the way, shows a new take on the character. A huge shout out to Cineverse and Bloody Disgusting for distributing this movie, because art like this should never be hidden away from the public eye. Heck, this ain't over. The success of the first movie also spawned a Broadway musical, which is awesome, and weirdly enough, a children's cartoon show titled The Toxic Crusaders. Heck, if it worked for Ninja Turtles, sure it'll work for Toxie. Short and to the point, it only lasted for 1 season and 13 episodes, but it somehow left a lasting legacy in pop culture. The only thing I know a lot about this cartoon is that Roger Bumpus, who was the voice of Squidward from SpongeBob, was the voice of both Toxie and the main villain, Dr. Killumoff. The show wasn't enough. There was also a toy line by the same company that also did the Ninja Turtles toys, thank you Plainbait, comic books, and of course, video games released in 1992. The last time I reviewed these games, it was absolutely cringe, and I never went back to those kind of videos for many reasons. With the release of the new movie that came out last month, I feel like it's time to give these games the review they deserve. I'll start off with the game I didn't manage to review last time, Toxic Crusaders on Game Boy. Even back then, when I was a broke college dropout, no amount of summer job checks would help my case. Even from finding a copy on eBay, I am not wasting $300 on a game that I may or may not like for the sake of this review. So to save some time and money, I'm going to be booting up an emulator to review this game. So let's take care of this toxic waste. Okay, so this is Toxic Crusaders on Game Boy. The game opens up with how Melvin becomes Toxie, and we get to the title screen. Looks good. The gameplay is like a side-scrolling shooter. You have a choice of all the Crusaders from the show, and each of them have their own projectiles. Toxie shoots sludge from his mop, No-Zone shoots atomic sneeze, Headbanger tosses surfboards and what I can see, microscopes, and Junkyard throws bones. Get it? He was a junkyard dog? Okay, I'll move on. Strangely enough, Major Disaster is the only character that has a gun for some reason. Okay, because of his backstory, I get it. The controls are simple like any side-scrolling shooter. Taking a page from Mario 2 USA, by holding down and then pressing A can cause you to jump higher. You basically get from point A to point B in each level without getting hit too many times. The one thing I hate in this game is when a Crusader loses all of its health, you lose control of that said Crusader. Lose them all and it's game over. It is the same problem I hated in the first Ninja Turtles game on the NES. Some of you say it was my fault for not playing this game at first, but I blame the placements of the Radiation Rangers, which looks like toxic clouds, bats, and other enemies. Even falling into a pit counts as instant death. I hate this. I never knew what these neutron icons are, but grabbing them re-heals you. That's nice. The difficulty can be all over the place, but the game sometimes drags with the number of levels for each stage, such as 2-4 and 2-5. it can get ridiculous. The music, however, features a unique theme for each Crusader, and the tracks are not bad for a Game Boy game. Yet, since this game gets repetitive, this is where I lost interest in going further. I'm happy that this game offers continues, but after 35 minutes, I was burnt out, so I had enough. With that out of the way, let's move on to the next entry, Toxic Crusaders on Sega Genesis. We're stepping into 16-bit territory, so let's see how this goes. So far, the title screen looks well detailed. By looking at the cover, we have 3 options of Crusaders to play as: Toxie, No Zone, and Junkyard. I went with Toxie just for consistency. Starting this off, this game is a side-scrolling beat-em-up with lots of bright colors. The first level in Tromaville has you riding on a skateboard shooting at radiation rangers. Jeez, you're not even trying here. Anyway, you just do the typical tactics with beat-em-ups, mowing down enemies to get from point A to point B. There are some cool attacks to get through the rangers. Heck, you also hijack a chopper to blast them out of the way. I love it. This kind of variety makes this game a lot of fun. While playing as Toxie, he has this bouncing Pac-Man plushie following you. That is supposed to be Blobby, Toxie's pet. However, this is wrong. In the show, he has more of a purplish color. It's depicted on the cover, but why not in this game? Yeah, it's just odd to me. Speaking of odd, the game's soundtrack is extremely questionable. Doesn't sound like something you would hear in a game like this. There are huge chunks of water around. If Toxie falls, he dies. And that's kind of odd since he falls in water because he's dirty, but on the other hand, he's all about cleaning, and his catchphrase in the series is, "It's cleanup time." Well, it's a lot better than,
I hope I don't get hurt!
Damn, that sucks.
Nevertheless, the game has some unique designs in its levels. To keep up with the cartoonish design, the graphics really reflect it. However, the one thing I don't like as I get to the airport level is the dumb draw distance. It's kind of hard to tell where to jump onto to the next platform, especially when dodging enemies like mutated dogs or vultures with machine guns.
What?
God, this conveyor belt segment sucks. It only lets you progress when it feels like it. Then again, that's just me nitpicking here. With the amount of variety it has in stores, Toxic Crusaders on Genesis is what I consider a fun time. I ran out of continues, so I wasn't able to beat it. Yet, this was on the easy setting. So far, the Genesis version is okay. I would definitely recommend this one if you like. Heck, it's not that pricey on eBay if you want to grab a copy.
So for the last game, this is what I consider to be the holy grail of toxic filth.
This is Toxic Crusaders on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Being released in 1992, gamers at the time were focusing on the Super Nintendo, hence the current up price. I was lucky to get my copy 11 years ago.
No, seriously, who thought these games were a good idea? Come on, Bandai! Oh well, guess I'm gonna have to try this anyway.
So here we are at the title screen, and I can see that this game has a hard-on for purple. At least Blobby looks accurate. The plot for this game is simple. The main villain, Dr. Killimov, wants to draw Toxie in for a fight by kidnapping not only the other Crusaders, but also his girlfriend, Yvonne. Add her to the list of dumbasses in distress.
That cat's Susie.
It means pretty girl who walks in sunlight or big rusty cougar. I forget which.
I hope she was paid well for this show. Anyway, the goal of this game is to go around Tromaville to rescue your fellow Crusaders and give Killimov a good beating. Yeah, that is the first problem with this game. You rescue a Crusader after beating the level, but you'll never play as them.
What? What the f?
It's just a toxic adventure throughout the entire game. Kinda defeats the purpose of the title. For Toxie's design, it's lifted more from the toy rather than the show. You start off with your mop, but after one hit, whoosh, goodbye mop. You can find small toxic barrels and get it back, but then I would get blindsided by a radiation ranger before even using it. Short and to the point, the mop is fucking useless. It makes it worse with the controls. Punching with the B button is very weak. Taking the radiation rangers a few hits to take them down. You wanna know what the strongest punch is? The select button.
Are you kidding me? Why the select button?
Pressing select launches the enemies off the screen. Why did they program this? It makes it worse when I sometimes accidentally pause the game. It's so easy to screw up. Taking damage also sucks. You know how other beat-em-ups work, where you take a couple of hits to lose 1 unit of health. Not in this one. One hit, you lose 1 heart. 1 fucking heart. That is just ridiculous. Take a game like, say, Bugs Bunny's Birthday Blowout. You also have hearts for a health meter, but it takes a few hits to lose 1 heart. So what is this conundrum? Occasionally, some of these kegs will roll by you. By destroying a specific one, you will find a burger to heal you up a bit. It's fine, but it's just delaying the inevitable. I'm serious, this game is too fucking hard. I died too fast because the game has no breathing room. The enemies just gang up on me. Oh, and the cherry on the shit sundae? No continues. You lose all your lives and that's it. That makes the game even worse! Why do they keep programming these NES games to be so fucking hard? Do you want gamers to enjoy the games you're presenting? No, because 2 possibilities that sums it all up. It can either be the harder the game is, the funner it is, following the success of what Konami is doing. Actually, no. According to my friend Will, it's all because of the rental policies. Yeah, before you permanently own a game, we had to rent them from like Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, and even West Coast Video. From what I learned, the programmers made these games hard on purpose just so that the gamers would not have the satisfaction of beating them over the weekend. That is sadistic to have some rental stores to get more money out of the consumers. This bullshit was the main reason Game Genie was made in the first place. No one should be suffering from this crap, back then and now.
So, I'm guessing the drink was not going to turn you into Toxie. This might turn you into Toxie, huh?
Oh, this game thinks it got me beaten, huh? Well, I got another trick up my sleeve, dude.
Alright, let's see it.
Stat!
Oh, shit.
See, Sean, it's not like this dinky little book that has only a few of the games like all that has at the time. No way. This book has every code for all the officially licensed NES games, including Toxic Adventure.
Let me see that shit.
Okay.
Oh, shit. So, are you going for the infinite lives or the infinite energy, dude? Which one are you going for?
Well, since I don't want to take the risk, I might as well do both.
We'll let you do both at the same time.
Well, Sean, you don't know the aspect about the game Genie, unlike I do, because since it's called the game Genie, you get 3 codes to use, a la 3 wishes.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm not going to take any risks for that. Thanks, Will, for the information.
After punching the 2 codes available, we're good to go. I'm also aware that this game has a password system, which is good for skipping the levels that you left off. Now this is what I'm talking about. Do I even feel an ounce of guilt while playing this? Nope! Fuck you, game! You can take your bullshit difficulty and stick it up your ass! I'm serious, with all these enemies landing cheap pod shots at me, there is no way I would ever survive, especially during the boss encounters. Heck, while I was fighting Bonehead, the game must have become self-aware and prevented me from playing.
Oh, you think you're really sick? You're gonna prevent me from cheating while playing this game? Screw you!
On a positive note, I love how the game's soundtrack is more upbeat and lively. Heck, the theme song for Toxic Avenger Part 2, composer Shinichi Amaguchi managed to make a chip-tuned version of it, and it sounds awesome! Toxic Avenger! I'm surprised that this was a thing. Anyway, as I get further into the game, the more I can analyze how bullshit the game gets. I did previously say that I am not good with beat-em-up games when it comes to solo adventures. I'd say that this genre of games is more fun when you have a friend with you to help out. It makes the experience less frustrating. Toxic Crusaders? Fuck no! Combining all the problems I explained, along with the cheap enemy placements and the hand-cramping controls, this is a game I would say is a miserable experience. It's too bad since the game has some unique level designs, despite the part where you jump on platforms. Heck, the 4th level has Toxie riding on the skateboard on the highway. Okay, enough already! The most interesting one is the sewer level, where, get this, you keep your mop throughout the entire level, even in the underwater segment. Game, do you know anything about consistency? Some of the bosses are alright, but the hit detection has a lot to desire. You fight Pluto twice, which is stupid. I can't even get the timing right when fighting Bonehead. Since he's the boss fighter Troma High, God, do I even need to make the reference? You get to fight Mayor Grody in a helicopter. His powder is crap, but I managed to gun him down. Ha.
Oh, a huge warning to photosensitive viewers.
Psycho's fight is the worst. Every time you hit the submarine, the screen flashes white. It really hurts. Despite that, I like Psycho. He's one of my favorite characters from the show. All that's left is Island City, and the level design is hot garbage. This section where you jump on bouncing platforms over bottomless pits is absolutely disgusting. One miss equals instant death. I hate this, and it forces me to reset this part. Oh, I keep forgetting there is no way we could actually get extra lives in this game. There's no possibility. Well, all that's saying, all that's left is the showdown with Dr. Killumoff. Every time you get too close, he shoves you back, counting as a hit. Nevertheless, after defeating him, Toxie manages to get final words before Killumoff escapes. The end credits theme is nice, but there is no way this game deserves a sequel.
That about does it. Out of all the Toxic Crusader games that I've played, the NES version is the absolute worst.
There is no doubt that this game sucks. Even though the graphics and presentation looks good for this game, but it doesn't save what is considered to be one of the hardest games I've ever played. All because of the awkward controls and what I considered unfair difficulty. So, with the 3 games I reviewed, I consider the Genesis version the best of the 3. Definitely the one I recommend.
At the time of this video's release, that was all the Toxic Crusaders games that were made back in the 90s. There was going to be a Super Nintendo version, but in my guess, after the failures of the Nintendo version, they caused the game to be cancelled. Thank God for that.
Now before I wrap this up, I know that there is a new game coming out this December, but will I review it in the future? Maybe, maybe not. I'm just not sure at this point. Yet, I would still recommend the original movie for your viewing pleasure. The first 2 sequels can be mid, but the 4th film is also good.
This would be easier if I had a mop.
No worries, Toxie. You can have mine.
Thanks.
I should also mention Troma Now, Troma's own streaming app. It would have everything you would love. For other recommendations, I would consider Tromeo and Juliet, where James Gunn got his start in writing it. Heck, I would also consider viewing Cannibal the Musical, brought to us by the creators of South Park themselves, Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Well, that about wraps it up. I'm Thomas the Retro Nerd. Thank you all for watching. See you guys in the next review.